Hi, it's the first Sunday of the month in France, so a lot of cultural stuff is free. We had a little problem a month ago, marital dispute, so we didn't do anything last month, but today we're probably going to go to Roy Malmaison. Now, I want to share something with you. I enjoy sharing cooking stuff with you because a lot more people do need to know how to cook. And I came from a poor family, and cooking was essential to save money, but it was also a pleasant family activity, and it was just fun, and it was bonding, and my brother learned to cook. I had to take home economics. I went to junior high school in the early 70s, and this was only for girls. Cooking and sewing was for girls. Wood shop, metal shop, and auto shop was only for boys. What I want to show you today, what's happening, is I'm making pasta. I'm making spaghetti, and this is an Italian pasta pot, and this is cheap spaghetti. I should be using better stuff, but I told my spouse, you know, just get what's cheap. I can deal with it. It's going in. The water should maybe have been boiling a little bit harder, but I'm going to partially cover it. This is a method I learned in Italy, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. It really shouldn't cook for more than about 6 minutes, because I make pasta with a twice-cooked method. And what I have going on here on the low electric flame is 1 hot pepper, 1 onion, a little olive oil, and a little bit of butter, and a sprinkle of oregano. Basil. No, oregano. I don't really care for basil very much. I find it's overrated. It doesn't work for everything. And there's no salt or pepper in here. I try not to add salt when I cook at this point. And I don't need pepper, I don't think, because it's a hot pepper in there. I'm going to keep that partially covered. This will be drained, and this is well in advance of lunch, and it will be al dente, and then it will be put into this pot with these materials and slowly reheated, or you could reheat it on a high heat. It's a twice cook method, which is very, very good for pasta, and I really should add a little bit of fresh crushed garlic into this. I don't have any. I have a little bit of garlic powder left. I think the onion will be okay. I hope. Garlic is good. Now, crisping, my spouse got this enormous lettuce from the green market today. It's really big. And we're going to have it with walnuts. And I'm going to make a vinaigrette. Walnuts in salad are a very French thing. When you get fresh produce, you know, lettuce or whatever, home from the store, from the market, you have to immediately put it in water. I had it in this pot with the lettuce turned upside down, and very cold water. Let it sit for 5-10 minutes, agitate it a little bit. Don't leave it in there too long or it'll get all mushy. It'll shake a lot of the grit out of it, but basically what you're trying to do is get it wet and chilled. And then you take it out of the water, you let it sit in a colander in the sink or on the drain board for a few minutes, maybe shake it a little gently, and then I put it here in the refrigerator. This is just where I have the most space for such a big thing. At the top, I could rearrange the shelves. The bottom might be better. And I put a dish under it to catch any water that's going to continue to drip out of it. And if you do this with lettuce, fresh things such as celery, herbs, if you crisp them, they should keep just fine for many, many days. And this was something I had learned in home economics, but I was always very lazy about doing it. Also, when you buy a bunch of fresh parsley, for example, you just take an ordinary, like a drinking glass, and you put some water in it, and you stick the parsley in there, And you put the whole thing in the door of your refrigerator, just making sure that it's stable. And change the water every day. And the parsley will keep very crisp and fresh for, I'm able to keep it for up to 10 days. And just use it a little bit at a time. The Apfelkuchen came out really well yesterday. It got a rave review from the spouse, which is extremely rare. Got some leftover steamed broccoli. And the Apfelkuchen tastes really good, you know, cold. More apples I have to process if I feel like it when we get back from, if we go out this afternoon. Now this pasta, I don't break it, and I don't add oil, and I don't put salt in here because this is a stainless steel pot, and again, I don't like to add salt in cooking unless it's really necessary. So I'm going to lower the heat a little bit, but keep it as high as possible without it boiling over, and keep the lid on partially. When a few more minutes have passed, I will carefully lift this out, put it in the sink. I will probably pour the hot water over it to rinse out the sink a little and cook it a little bit more, and also just to constructively get rid of the hot water. I could also use the hot water to flush the toilet or something. It's a shame to just throw it down the drain. And once it's drained a little bit, it's going to go here into this pot with these materials and slowly cook. Now you will see people frying pasta at very high temperature. That's great, but I'm well in advance of lunch and I don't feel that I need to do that. Alright, I hope that you understand the crisping concept. It's very important. You know, if you've got a big lettuce and you have a small household or whatever, even if you have a big household, see, this is very dirty. This is organic stuff. It's grown locally. The farm is about a mile from here. Very old farm. Kersante, it's called. And I think this was about, I think he said it was 80 euro cents. Enormous lettuce. If you crisp stuff immediately when it comes home, it doesn't even have to be kept in the refrigerator, but if you don't live in a place with a cold cellar or a fruit cellar or something, the refrigerator is an option. Do you remember in the old refrigerators, I'm in my 50s, so I remember this, there used to be a section down here, and it was called a crisper. And it was way at the bottom of the refrigerator. Alright, be well. Have a nice